What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So can you daily drive a car, or a Mustang with 700 plus horsepower, or should you? Is it practical? Is it reliable? I wanted to dive in a little bit about that for any of you that has a Mustang, a GT500, that is in processing of throwing upgrades on their car, and they might not have a daily driver, and this is the only car that they currently have. So is it reliable? What's all involved with driving a car with that much power every single day? So anyway, I want to talk about with what I have on my car and why I choose not to daily drive mine. Okay, so for anyone that is new to my channel, this is my 2012 Shelby GT500. Anyone that sees this, they might say, oh no, that's a 13 or a 14 because of the headlights and the upper and lower grille are off of a 13 and 14, but I upgraded the headlights and the upper and lower grille to the 13 and 14. I just like the overall appearance of that. I have the 13-14 taillights also as well. Another way that you can tell that it is a 12 is the 12s have this piece right here. The 13 and 14 has the bumper that is completely flush, and all this isn't plastic. So I've had this car now for about 4.5 years. I bought it completely stock. Didn't have anything on it. I have, like I said, the front end swap. I have the iBox Sportline springs currently for suspension. That's all I have. I have the PS4 tires, the factory size. I got the 285s in the rear, and I believe the fronts are the 265s. So moving on to the rear here, I have the Borla Attack. Okay, and for the interior, I kept the interior completely stock. All this is just how it came from the factory. It has the Recaro seats. For anyone that is gonna say otherwise, the Recaro seats have come factory in the 2012s, not the 2011s. The 2012 was actually the first year of the Recaro seats in both the GT500 and the Boss 302. So for the shifter, I have the MGW. Night and day difference. It's a lot. It's pretty notchy from the factory, and then when you throw in the combination of the shifter, and then I also have the McLeod RXT clutch. The 11 and 12s are known for the first and second lockout. So anyone that has a little 11 and 12, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But as soon as you get the MGW, the McLeod RXT clutch, I haven't had any issues with any shifting in from first to second, even if I'm trying to go fairly quickly into first. Into second. Haven't had any issues. Okay, so moving under the hood here, I have the VMP Gen 2R with the 67 twin blade throttle body. I got the kit from VMP, I don't know, probably 2.5 years ago or so. It was right after the Gen 3Rs came out. So, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years ago. I don't know, somewhere around then. I could have gone Gen 3R, but they had such a good price on these. I couldn't pass it up. Plus, the overall power that these put down is far more than what the factory internals on this car can handle anyway. So, plus I didn't want to have to shave and modify any of this stuff for the Gen 3 or the Gen 3Rs. 56-pound injectors, got the kitch cans on either side. Driver's side is basically pointless. Haven't had a drop of oil in that since I installed it. But about every oil change, that's usually about half. Okay, and I have the LTH 1 7/8 long tube headers with the LTH high flow cats. And then underneath the trunk, I have the booster pump from VMP. I have the heat exchanger from Shelby American. It has the twin, I believe they're 11-inch fans. I could have gone also with the VMP. It's the exact same size and dimensions. The only difference, I believe, is the Shelby one is a dual pass. I want to say the VMP is a triple pass, and the prices were right around the same. I only chose to go with the Shelby one because it came with the Shelby stencil. Okay, and I had all this obviously tuned from VMP. I had with the tune on the dyno, I want to say I put down, I think, 664, and then after I moved down here to Texas, I had it retuned on a dyno over at HPP, put down from with the same mods, it went from 664 to 705, and that was on a hot day. It was about 80 to 85 outside, and it was pretty humid too. So pretty confident it could have put down a little bit more power if it was on like a cooler day. So is driving a car with over 700 wheel horsepower reliable? Is it practical? I mean, that's a pretty broad question. It all depends on how you drive it and how you maintain it. Also depends on what exactly your setup is on the car. Are you driving on your average street tire? Like, are you driving on drag radials so you get a little bit of grip? The reliability also comes into play with, you know, the condition of your car. How many miles are on your car? Do you have routine maintenance on the car? A lot of people that are watching this have over 700, obviously, horsepower in the cars, and they do daily drive them. Do I daily drive mine? No, I don't. I have a commuter slash daily. I have a lot of reasons why I don't. One of which is it's a black car. Black cars are a pain in the ass to keep clean. I take this thing out, like even if I go around the block, the brake dust in these things it sucks. That hasn't anything to do with the color of the car. That's just another process. Black shows everything, so you constantly have to clean and wipe down the car. Swirls show if your paint has swirls in it. It's a lot of work to do and clean it every single time you take the car out. Also, the price of gas is like $15 a gallon. So the price of gas mileage right now, I think I have a combined average right now about 14.4. So it could be a lot worse, and that's on pump 93. I know a lot of you guys that are watching this are probably on E85 and get like 8 miles a gallon. So I mean, it could be a lot worse than 14 and a half. Secondly, too, and this probably just applies to me, as fun as this car is and how fun it is to take it on back roads and, you know, do what these cars are meant to do, I don't want to drive a stick every day, and especially with a McLeod RXT clutch, a Nachi MGW shifter. The older I get, man, I just don't like to drive sticks every day. My daily, obviously, is an automatic. It's smooth. Our F-150, we have a 2021 F-150 truck, and those trucks basically drive like a car. So it drives super smooth. So between the truck and it's a 2020 Toyota Camry that gets, right now I'm getting over 30 miles a gallon on that thing. So you can't compare that to this. This gets less than half the gas mileage that thing gets. And the fact, you know, like I said, this thing gets like less than 15 miles per gallon price of gas, because this takes 93. I'm not on an 85 tune or anything like that, so just straight 93. The gas mileage, the cleanliness. So there's just a number of reasons why. And also too, this relatively has low miles for the year. It's a 2012, like I've said before. I have just under 25,000 miles, so it gets driven. I bought it with back in 2017. I bought this thing, and I think it had right around 6,000 miles on it at the time. So in the last, 4.5 years, I put about 20,000 miles on it. I'm trying to find like some back roads here so I could at least open this thing up a little bit. And every road I'm on, there's always someone here in front of me, so might not get the chance to. Trying to get the tires a little bit warmed up. It is a warm day out. It's 85 out right now. So I know a lot of people that are watching this have these cars with well over 700 horsepower. So this is more applied to, like I said at the start of this, for the people that just got the cars or have them stock and they're looking to upgrade. And you know, if it's their only car that they have, like, is it practical to daily drive a car with this much power, and can you like realistically put the power to the ground, and with the cost of, you know, the tires you'd have to get and the price of gas and yada yada yada. I mean, is it something that you should do. And another thing too, that just depends on what your financial situation is. Are you able to afford tires? Because if you have street tires, you're probably going to go through them a lot quicker than if you had a car with, you know, 400, 500 horsepower. You can still burn through tires, obviously, with that much power. But when you get up to like 600 horsepower, I mean, that's quite a bit. And then you go from that to like 700 horsepower. When you get north of 700 wheel horsepower, especially in a car that's a live axle like in this thing, it's a different kind of animal. This thing gets sideways so freaking easy. Obviously, as you know, if you're watching this, you probably have a Mustang, you're interested in picking one up. The S197s with the live axle, you feel every bump. You give it a little bit of gas, it goes sideways almost instantly. So I don't have a drag setup on this thing, but that's going to be coming up soon. I want to get a drag radial and some skinnies in the front to at least help put the power down. Even though I don't drive this thing on a daily basis anyway, it just makes the driving experience that more enjoyable. So as you can see, that was like maybe, I don't know, less than half throttle, and tires aren't completely all the way warmed up yet, but you can't put it to the ground. It just spins, but it's still fun nonetheless. But if you can afford, you know, going through tires, and if you can afford, you know, what comes with a car with this much power, and you'd like to have it as a daily, can you? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Down here in Texas, it's pretty much sunny and warm just about every single day of the year, but we do get a few of those days where when it does snow or it gets icy, it seems like everything here just like shuts down. And if this is a daily, because they don't prep the roads here, like they don't salt the streets or plows, those don't exist here in Texas. If it is a daily and you come up with any kind of situations like that, where every so often in January and February, when those conditions happen, your car is basically not gonna be anything close to practical. Every bump, you feel every bump. I just have the hang on, I have the iBox sport lines in this. Other than that, my suspension, I got factory control arms, sway bars, panhard bar, all that stuff is stock still, but I just have the sport lines, and you feel every single bump in this thing. So even doing that, man, I couldn't even go full throttle, because if I did, this thing would have whipped out sideways. I just gotta get the tires, like I said, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's addicting. So if you can afford, you know, filling up your gas tank probably 2-3 times a week and keeping your foot off the gas, I mean, or if you choose to, like I said, it's just gonna cost you a lot more when it comes to the price of gas and potentially breaking other stuff. Because with that much power, 700 plus horsepower, you do get the issues that come with 700 plus horsepower, and that's the potential of replacing parts a lot quicker, going through gas. So yeah, I think if you have the means and it is your only vehicle, yeah, absolutely, as long as you have the pocket to pay for what comes with it. Another thing I need to invest in, as you can see clearly that I don't have, is a good radar detector for your trips down to Mexico. So what do you guys have in yours that you recommend that doesn't have a lot of false alarms for like driving through town and stuff like that, so it doesn't go off if it's not actually, you know, something that it was supposed to be? All right, so let me know what you guys think. Do you daily drive your, if it's a Mustang or a GT500 with over 700 plus horsepower, or are you guys kind of in the same situation as myself where you have another car or a couple and that gets over twice the gas mileage and you just choose not to because of well, A, you have another car, or you just choose not to because of the expenses that come with driving a car like this. The price of gas, the gas mileage, the overall maintenance, keeping the car clean, etc., etc. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious, but that's about going to wrap it up. If you guys are watching this and you're not subscribed, do me a favor, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and as always, I'll catch you guys next one. See ya.